I see we have one person currently in the stream. I'm sure we're going to have a few more. This is our, I believe, second time having this class. It's our Ring the Bells class, where we offer both dumbbells, barbells, and occasionally the kettlebell. We're going to be utilizing pretty much whatever you guys at home today. So we in the studio have a barbell and a kettlebell with a dumbbell type of substitution for any of those. What I want for you guys is to have, if you maybe only have dumbbells, to have some heavy weights on standby as well as some medium weights. Those heavy weights, of course, are going to be those more compound movements that we've done in the past: squats, shoulder press, bench press / a push-up if you want to, rows, and then the medium weights can be things for bicep curls, which we also have, and that'll be pretty much all that you need those medium weights for. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started here in a few minutes, guys. How we doing? Good, good. So as you know, this is the dumbbell, kettlebell, barbell, whatever you want to use today with your wrist. But we'll need some heavy weights or medium weights. Again, wrist specific, what you're feeling. But all right. So I don't think we used the barbell last week. So dumbbell should be more than okay. That we'll need a barbell with pretty much whatever weights you used last week for some heavy stuff. Kettlebell, if you want to use it for maybe a kettlebell swing later on. Otherwise, everything else could be substituted with dumbbells if we maybe don't like the press feel that a kettlebell will give us on the wrist. Yeah, so if you want to just use dumbbells for that, that's okay. Otherwise, yeah. Yeah, if you want to. I remember last week you weren't sure if you were okay with using them, but if you want to try it this week, go for it. I think you might have actually had a couple weights on there as well if you tried it last week. Carol, I did hear about that. We lost the feed yesterday. I got you and Jessica both down, and yeah, that is, I don't think that's ever happened before, so that's a little unfortunate, but hopefully we don't have any issues today. And if you didn't catch my earlier spiel, obviously I think you have just dumbbells at home, so dumbbells should be all okay for this class. If we have availability of heavy weights and some medium weights, we should be good, but pretty much a lot of stuff that we've done in the past. Well, you guys are finishing grabbing all those things. We'll start doing those arm circles either at home or in the circle. Nice and small to start off. And bringing them up and then back down. Again, a little bit slower than that. And of course, Carol says hi, guys. We should be bringing those back down slow. And then once you're back to that starting point, start going backwards, giving me the same thing, nice and small, making them bigger, full circumference, and again, back small, warming up the shoulder, as well as getting that momentum or that mobility completely activated. And feel free to start bringing those smaller. And then we're giving me those hamstrings, giving me those chest openers. Hamstrings are going to be really important today. We have some sumo squats we're going to be utilizing, some RDLs, and of course, if we're taking part in those kettlebells that we'll have later, they're going to be important for that as well. And start giving me those squats. As always, you can take them fast, you can take them on kind of a normal speed, or you can slow them down. Each are going to have their own specific benefits. Going a little bit faster might have us get a faster heart rate, but going slower will still increase the heart rate while also giving us a nice stretch if we're feeling some soreness in the glutes, quads, or hamstrings at the moment. Give me those calf raises at the top now too. Calf raises at the top. And in the spirit of getting those ankles warmed up, start giving me those heel rockers, pretty much going into a calf raise, back into a dorsiflexion, of course, addressing our body weight so that we have a consistent center of gravity there. There we go. Now start giving me those knee hugs, hugging those knees up. And start taking those into those high knees, at least a march for me, a little bit faster if we can. Focusing on our breathing here, not allowing too much of the chest breathing to go on, still trying to stay below the diaphragm. Switch over for me to butt kicks. And right there, I'll have you guys spread the legs, start shifting side to side for me. Again, main focus here is to get a stretch in those adductors, those inner thigh muscles. But if we're able to activate those glutes by staying down, that's okay. But again, always feeling free to come up, and lingering on any one side is not a bad thing either if you're feeling a little sore. Right there, you're giving me one of two things here. You're either giving me a Spider-Man stretch to get that hip flexor, or you can give me some lunges, again, like those squats, fast or slow. We'll maybe use that Spider-Man squat if we're looking for a little specific action on that hip flexor. If we're doing those lunges, that's again allowing us to get that single leg activation going, as well as still stretching that hip flexor, especially if we're taking a long eccentric or down portion and maintaining good form so that back leg is getting stretched. And right there, we'll come on up and open those hips for me. Same thing for me here, but opposite. Closing that hip off, focusing on stretching that glute, activating those adductors. And right there, grab me a drink of water here. Stay loose. Feel free to keep moving around. Feel free to get any extra stretches in that you think you may need. But here to start us off, we're going to be utilizing our kettlebells or dumbbells. Whenever I say kettlebell, of course, that just means a dumbbell substitution. And what we're going to have is an iso shoulder press. So just one side here. The focus is that is so that we can maintain torso stability. So we want to use our heavier weights here. And again, we're maintaining by not leaning one way or the other while we're pressing up. We want to keep that torso as straight up and down as if we weren't holding a weight in that moment. From there, I'll just continue to tell you guys what we got going on here. We'll have a barbell roll here. So we're going to pick up the barbells, or of course, still using the dumbbells. Then after that, we're going to have a mix of a farmer's carry / shrug, pretty much depending on basis. So we in the studio, we'll be doing shrugs, but if you're at home and you have the space to do a farmer's carry, you'll do that. We'll have you guys get ready for that first shoulder press. And 3, 2, 1, go ahead. And like I said before, maintaining stability throughout that torso here, not leaning in either direction, front, back, forward, or sideways. If we start to find ourselves leaning a little too much, I want us to especially take that foot forward. That might help a little bit, especially with that forward back flexion. Our main target here is those side oblique muscles and other lateral stabilizers within the torso. You guys are giving me another 15 seconds. We'll switch sides here. At home, we're really paying attention to that. Here in the studio, of course, we have that mirror so we can watch ourselves intently to make sure that we're not rotating the body. 2, 1, go ahead, switch hands for me, guys. Re-rack and begin again. And again, after this, we are picking up the barbell and we're getting into our rows. Of course, I said our focus here is trunk stabilization. We're still trying to target that shoulder, so still trying to move under control and focusing mainly on that lateral movement of the deltoid right there. 10 seconds for me, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'll have you guys set those down. We'll readjust to our barbells here. At least a slight stagger. If not, I have a more deep stagger. But we're pinching those shoulder blades first, and we're pulling that bar all the way up to the chest. Of course, if we don't have a barbell, we're utilizing dumbbells. Go ahead and start for me, guys, right there. That works if we want to have both feet together. Just want to make sure that our spine is staying nice and stable. No arch in either the top half or the bottom half of our spine. We want that nice and straight, neutral spine for us. Do you want me to grab you some right now? Okay. Each of the 10s? Sure thing. That way we can still use them for some squat stuff. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right here, guys, we're again picking up those dumbbells or those kettlebells. If we're at home, what that farmer's carry is going to look like if you want to take part is just making sure those shoulder blades are nice and together. And you can kind of just walk around whatever room that you're in. For those of us here kind of spaced out, what we're going to be doing is 10-second holds for shrugs. We're doing about 6 reps here. So we're going in 3, 2, and 1. Up and hold. Again, making sure those shoulders are pinched back. Still not letting the shoulders round forwards. That's our main focus here. First break if you want to hike it. And we're going right back up. So again, that 10-second hold afterwards, we're going to release. If you want to continue holding through that small break, that is okay. Release. Catch your breath and go back up. 2, 1, release, and back up for me. Now, why are we doing 6 reps of these? Again, it's just because we're getting that blood flow to the neck, and those traps, which are the muscles we're working right now, are great postural stability. Release. 2 more reps for me, guys. 2 more reps for me, and go back up. Check your form now. Make sure that we're not leaning too far forward. 1 more rest, and re-engage for me. Re-engage for me. 3, 2, and relax. We're going through that one more time here, a little bit quicker as we go through the transitions, because now that we know that we're doing. But again, especially these shoulder presses, going to give us nice stability. And we're going to start here in about 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Give me those shoulder presses. Again, I want you guys to pay attention here, making sure that we're not leaning. Halfway there, guys. Again, we're taking ourselves in a four-way direction here. We don't want to lean to either side. We don't want to lean forward or back. We even want to pay attention to that neutral movement of the spine and make sure we're not out of alignment there. 5 more seconds for me. 4, 3, 2, and switch for me, guys. Switch for me there. Quick transitions and back into it. Same thing, other side. Again, if you, especially for us who have a mirror here, it should almost see like we don't have that other arm moving. Our torsos should be straight up and down. That is our goal here with this movement. Halfway there. Looking great. Yep, halfway. And then, of course, we're dropping these down and we're transitioning back into those barbells and we're going right into a row. 10 to go for me, guys. 10 to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quick transitions here, setting those weights down, picking up our barbell, and 3, 2, begin for me. Again, just like we were doing with those farmer's carries, we're pinching those shoulder blades together, taking advantage of the postural adjustments these types of movements can give to us. Driving those elbows up to the sky. We want to feel the maximal contraction there in those lats, that upper back muscle. Let's have everybody hold at the top for me. Hold at the top for me. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going back into those shrugs here. And I'm going to challenge anyone who might have been taking the rest before to see if you can't hold 20 seconds at a time instead of 10 seconds, or even doing 2 30-second reps at a time. But we're going in 3, 2, and begin. Up. And again, especially for holding, we're making sure that our shoulders aren't just going up, but they're going back too. We're contracting that thoracic spine, extending there, that upper spine for us. I didn't give you guys a 10-second break, but that is 20. So go ahead, quick break if you want to, and we're re-engaging here. I'll give you the option for a 30-second, but again, you can hold through this whole thing. Quick break and relax, and re-engage. Looking great, looking great. Quick break at the 10, re-engage here. Again, if we start to feel those shoulders leaning forward, go ahead, stagger those feet for me. Quick break, last 10 seconds here, right here, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, and go ahead, relax here. We got a quick water break here, and then we're going into that lower stuff, a little bit more explosive. Oh, I didn't mention those farmer carries might test the grip a little bit. That's part of the goal there as well, if we notice that. But as you guys are grabbing that water for me, our next activities here are going to be those barbell squats. So if we're happy with the weights here, otherwise we can add more weight to our barbells. We then have a sumo squat with the dumbbells or the kettlebells, having those weights on in front, followed by an RDL, nice and slow. And then our options are going to be a kettlebell swing, or if maybe we're concerned about our form, don't want to risk the shoulder, the low back, we're going to have windmills here. And those kettlebells, we're going to have 3 sets, 30 seconds apiece. Obviously, a little bit of break in between those. We're going to end that set with a little bit of explosion there for us. But otherwise, in about 20 seconds, we're going into those barbell squats or normal dumbbell squats if we don't have a barbell at home for some of us. Go ahead, setting that barbell up right on the back here, and we're going in 3, 2, and 1. If, of course, we're just having dumbbells at home, we can have those weights out in front, on our shoulders, or to the sides. Like I said, those sumo squats are going to look like this in a second. Doing these squats, a slight pause at the bottom is never an issue. But, of course, we're making sure we're sitting back on those heels, squeezing from the glutes as we come up. Those glutes are going to be super important as we continue throughout this exercise. Looking great. Guys are giving me 10 more seconds. We're setting the barbells down. We're picking up the kettlebells or the dumbbells. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 1 or 2 dumbbells / kettlebells optional for us here. Again, this is that sumo squat. Our legs are getting a little bit wider here. And we're going down, maybe touching the weight to the floor if we have that much movement. And we're going in 3, 2, and 1, go. Don't feel like we have to touch the weight to the floor, but some of us might have that ability, depending, of course, on how wide our stance is. But if we are touching that weight, we want to make sure it's a nice soft touch, because we always want to be under control of the weight there, of the resistance. That makes us know that our muscles are being fully activated. This is where I really want you guys to focus on pressing through your heels. This is where we can get that maximal glute activation for us. Less than 10 for me, less than 10, and we're transitioning right into those Rdls. 2 and 1. Again, this is that Romanian, so legs pretty much straight. Of course, a little bend in the knee. You can use the dumbbells here or the kettlebells. And again, light bend in the knees, and go ahead right there. Still pressing through the heels, still squeezing the glutes to come back on up. Hamstrings are going to get a little bit more here. And of course, we're utilizing those hamstrings as a movement range of motion limiter. Halfway through there, when we're coming back up, making sure we're getting that full contraction. Ten seconds to go, and then we're jumping into those kettlebell swings. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So once again, I said 3 sets here, 30 seconds apiece. If we don't want to do the kettlebell swings, you're giving me some pretty fast, powerful windmills. Otherwise, those kettlebell swings, we want to make sure it's just our hips doing the movement. We're not utilizing that arm to get the weight up to any specific point. 30 seconds here. You can feel free to progress the intensity or go right at it, but go ahead right there. Again, you're squeezing the glutes through here, and that is your momentum driver here, not your arms, nothing else, just your hips. Halfway there. If those of us who are doing windmills want to continue on throughout the break a little bit, that's okay, because we're, of course, not utilizing as much weight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, catch your breath here. If you have a mirror at home, or even here too, to check our form in our kettlebells to make sure our spine's not bending, that's awesome. Those of us with the kettlebells, we're going to go ahead and pick them back up. And 3, 2, and go ahead. Again, watching the mirror or being very mindful of ourselves. We don't want to see a curve in the spine on the front half or the bottom half here. That's going to protect our spine. All it is there is a bunch of small joints. We want to make sure each of those joints in the spine are nice and safe. 10 seconds to go here. I'll give the windmillers the choice to continue or take this next break with us. 5, 4, 3, 2, go ahead, rest here quick. Yeah, go for it. Might not be using weights, but eventually going to hit us on. This is our last set here. Feel free to get as much power behind it as we can. 3, 2, and begin. Again, those windmills we can take to ramp it up a little bit more if we want to. Those kettlebells really, really firing through the hips, because of course that's our only driver. Shoulders should not feel engaged at all. 15 seconds for me, guys. 15 more seconds, and I'm giving you guys a drink of water. 10 to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax there. Set those weights down. Feel free to grab that drink of water, and feel free to touch your toes as well. We did a lot of glute. We did a lot of hamstring stuff there. So do not, or feel free to tend to those areas. As you guys are finishing up your drink of water, I'm going to give you guys our next couple of movements here. We're going push up, staying on the ground. We're going into a plank pass. So I'll demonstrate that one quickly. It'll be us in a plank, one weight on the side, and we're passing that back and forth. And of course, if we don't want to do that, we have our Spider-Man option that we've been doing in the past as well. And then from there, we're going into a bird dog to finish this off. I'll have you guys jump on the floor here. I said push-ups. Of course, you can do a bench press if you would prefer to do a bench press and utilizing the bar or the dumbbells. But we're going to go ahead, start push-ups here or bench press in 3, 2, and begin. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so pec flies work. That's all right. You guys give me 15 more seconds here, 15 more seconds, and then we'll go into that plank pass or just a normal plank if we don't want to, if we're not quite ready for that. Or, of course, our Spider-Man alternate 3, 2, and 1. So as I said, you can also have a dumbbell substitution for these, but our main goal is to not rotate our body while we're picking up that weight. Go ahead and start right here, guys. Our hips should stay stable. Our back should stay stable. And also trying to make sure our hips aren't going too high into the air as well. There we go. Ten more seconds for me. We have either bird dogs or Supermans here to finish it off. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax here. Still staying forward down or face down. Supermans or bird dogs. Bird dogs alternating. Supermans can either be a hold or continuous movement. 3, 2, and begin. That's it. That's it. That's what I want to see. If we're doing those bird dogs, we want to make sure that we have a nice straight line, wrist through the ankle, as always here. Halfway for me, guys, right there, halfway for me. Ten to go, or yep, 10 to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You guys go ahead, grab me a drink of water. We're going to be in this position. This is going to be our hanging hamstring stretch. Again, we'll be here a little bit longer, so go ahead, grab the water. Otherwise, join me right there. You can either touch the toes, you can cross the arms. I don't want you guys to so much focus on getting farther in the stretch. I just want you guys to feel that continuous hamstring pull, if that makes sense. We're not trying to be overly aggressive, and we're going to be hanging out here for a while. Right there, I'll have you guys spread the legs a little bit more and continue going down towards the center for me. You guys can be a little bit more aggressive on this stretch if you want to be. And pass it off to your left leg for me there. Pass it off to the left leg. And pass it off to the right for me there. There we go. Go ahead, return to center for me, guys. And from there, I want you guys to slowly come on up. Then you're going to be giving me a tricep stretch around the back here. Feel free to add in that lat side pull if you want to at any moment. Or if you really want to focus on the triceps, that's okay too. And right there, I'll have you guys transfer over to the other side. All right, there. I'll have you guys relax there. Go ahead, grab an ankle here. Give me a quad stretch. Feel free to grab a wall next to you if you have one available. Right there. Go ahead. Switch for me. Same thing. Other side. And right there, relax, go towards the wall for me. Give me a nice chest stretch against that wall. Of course, if we don't have a wall at home, we can always throw our hands behind us and pull those back together. But if we have a wall, I personally think that gives us a little better opportunity. And switch right there. And right there, I'll have you guys come on back to me here. Finish off with our four-way neck stretch. First, give me a few shoulder shrugs there because we did do those shoulder movements. And then once you're ready, feel free to relax those shoulders. Dip that chin down to your chest for me and stretch the back of our neck. And right there, I'll have you raising on up, change directions, chin to the ceiling, stretching the front of our neck. And I'll have you return again towards me, one ear, same side shoulder here, really allowing those shoulders to relax as we stretch on the side of our neck. And rotate over for me to the other side. And right there, I'll thank you guys for joining me, and that'll be it for us today. Carol? Carol, thank you guys so much for joining me as well, and I will see you guys next time.